But if you're hanging out with gang members, if you're hanging out with criminals, we will be targeting those individuals, and so you will be picked up. But our message remains that 70% of those who have been arrested in this country, who are here illegally, have either prior convictions or criminal pending charges. So we are going after the worst of the worst, Blake. But further than that, there doesn't need to be a single arrest, because those who are here illegally can get their $1,000, a free ticket, and leave now and potentially preserve the opportunity to come back the right legal way.
The quote-unquote collateral arrest, isn't that where some might feel that this has gone too far? And we've seen it in the polling with the numbers with the president on immigration.
Absolutely not. If you are affiliating with MS-13 gang members, Tren de Aragua, criminals in any sense, you will likely also be targeted and swept up in those operations. But
this is what we voted for. We don't care about the leftist opinions. Oh no, we don't want them deported. Yeah, I bet you don't. But you lost. So they all getting deported. Every single one of them. Every single illegal in this country will be deported. Goodness gracious. Well, Trump just said he was going to deport the criminals. Well, they broke into this country, so technically that makes them a criminal. We got an update on ICE today, and you won't believe what has been going on. Check out this clip. Let's dive in.
Well, in other news now, WLWT investigates a Cincinnati man charged with federal crimes accused of threatening to kill ICE agents.
That's right. Investigators say he had already started preparing to act on those threats. And WLWT News 5's Karen Johnson was in federal court today for his arraignment. She's live in Hamilton right now, where that suspect is being held. Hi, Karen.
Yeah, hey, Ashley, that's right. 38-year-old Anthony Kelly is being held here at the Butler County Jail. He has been charged with 2 federal crimes, including threatening to assault, kidnap, or murder a U.S. official, and threatening interstate communication.
Anthony Marcus Kelly stood before a federal judge today, accused of posting violent threats toward ICE agents and Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem on social media. Investigators say he used the platform Blue Sky and repeatedly called for violence. According to court documents, one post read, "Revolution is the solution. Destroy ICE. They're rabid dogs that need to be put down, including Kristi Noem. Dog meat walking." Another, getting a shotgun this weekend, some more bullets for my Ruger. Looking at a possible Kevlar vest, but they're not cheap. In other posts, he refers to ICE agents as Gestaperos, a term combining Gestapo and pedophiles. Investigators say the threats started surfacing in mid-June. By mid-July, Homeland Security and FBI agents had linked the account to Kelly's address on Leesburg Lane in Oakley. This past Saturday, investigators executed a search warrant at the apartment and spoke to Kelly. According to a court complaint, Kelly admitted to being the user of the Blue Sky account and to posting the threats. Investigators wrote he expressed no remorse or regret for the content of his posts. They said he had been making preparations to confront ICE and stated, "We're going to start and return hunting them down for what they've done." Investigators say they found a weapon and ammunition inside Kelly's apartment.
And after today's hearing, I did speak to Kelly's attorney, Bill Gallagher. He tells me, obviously, they're going to fight these charges. He tells me his client is a Withrow High School graduate and a lifelong resident of Cincinnati. Reporting live tonight in Hamilton, Karen Johnson.
Wild stuff. Absolutely wild stuff. But it gets even crazier, believe it or not. Check this out.
ICE has detained the man charged in connection with the death of a missing Antioch woman. The Department of Homeland Security says agents arrested Jose Luis Mendoza Gonzalez yesterday afternoon at a market in Chicago, and he remains in ICE custody. They say he is an undocumented immigrant from Mexico. Now, you remember back in April, Mendoza Gonzalez was charged with concealing a corpse, abusing a corpse, and obstruction of justice in the death of Megan Boss. Police in Waukegan found Boss's body in a container in Mendoza Gonzalez's yard. She'd initially been reported missing back.
Wild, wild. You know, just someone found pine boxed in his backyard. And he's an illegal here in America. Crazy stuff, man. Crazy stuff. But things are changing for the better. Anyone who gets snapped up, that's an illegal, they don't get any bond anymore.
Undocumented immigrants, they will no longer be eligible for bond hearings if they are detained. The Trump administration has declared that millions of undocumented immigrants will not be able to leave ICE custody while they fight deportation proceedings in court. In a memo to staff last week, acting ICE Director Todd Lyons instructed agents to hold immigrants throughout the process. The deportation process can take months, sometimes even years.
Good. And I think he chose to do that because obviously, if you're detained in America for who knows how long, you're more likely to say,
begin
you know
with a
what?
major milestone this evening.
Whoa. That clip's playing. You're more likely to say, you know what? I just want to go back to my home country. I'm just going to get out of here, And I feel like there were a lot of situations and circumstances where people had their hearings, illegals had their hearings, and they got bond, got out, were free to roam wherever they wanted to in America. And then when their next hearing came, they didn't show up, right? So this eliminates that, but then also I think it expedites the deportation of illegals because I think a lot of folks are just going to say, you know what, let me just go back to my home country because at least then I won't be locked up in ICE custody. I'll actually be free. So I like it.
We now have data on the number of people who may have been held here at some point or are still inside. ICE reports more than 2,200 arrests in Denver's area of responsibility, which is Colorado and Wyoming. This is from President Trump's inauguration on January 20th to June 26th, the last day we have data. That's almost 5 times as many arrests during the same time frame in 2024.
Sounds good to me. 5 times increase? I like it.
We begin with a major milestone this evening. It has been 6 months since President Trump began his second term. Immigration has been a signature issue, and new numbers show the pace of ICE arrests picked up significantly.
During the first 6 months of the second Trump administration, immigration arrests here in the San Diego region have gone up 400% compared to this time last year.
We begin with a major milestone this evening. It has been 6 months since President Trump.
Things are moving and shaking, and I'm loving it. I'm absolutely loving it. These numbers, while, I would like to see them a bit higher, but they're looking good.
According to a WUSA 9 analysis of ICE data made publicly available by the Deportation Data Project, since Donald Trump's inauguration, ICE arrests in Maryland have jumped 290% and a staggering 470% in Virginia.
290% in Maryland and 470% in Virginia. Why don't we just get all of them up to 400, 500%? All of it. DC is way down there. We're gonna have to get that up there, okay? We're gonna have to bump that up. But yeah. Good numbers. Would like them to be better, but definitely good numbers. And what's interesting, I'm going to have a lot to say about this clip because what you're about to hear is just silliness. Check out what these illegals are attempting to do right here in this clip.
Únanse a la huelga. Hoy empezó. Hoy por nosotros, mañana por ustedes. Ayúdenos y apóyennos. Aquí mi compañero también va a decir otras palabras.
Así es, en el día de hoy nosotros, pues, no con miedo, más con coraje, estamos listos. El día de hoy es un día muy especial, es un día grande para todos los campesinos. Y no nada más para los campesinos, aquí se nos han unido trabajadores de la construcción, trabajadores del campo, de la construcción, que han solidarizarse con nosotros. Así que vamos a hacer historia, no tengan miedo, es mejor unirnos ahora para que vean lo fuerte que somos.
Y hoy por nosotros, mañana por ustedes, compañero. Valórate a ti, valora tu familia.
Ooh, you're gonna go on strike. Ooh, shiver me timbers. Hey, yo, we got some job openings, Americans. Oh, man, I think we've already proven that Americans will come gladly take those jobs. All right. I remember there was a factory. I want to say I showed you guys that factory probably 2 weeks ago, maybe 2.5. I don't know. My days be blending together at this point. Jeez. You know, but anyway, the factory was raided by ICE, and a lot of the folks were illegals that were working in the factory. And literally, like the very next day, there was a long line of individuals lined up at the factory to apply for work there, because the town found out that the factory was raided and that like basically all the workers got arrested and are probably going to be deported. So people in the town came out in full force, ready for work. So yeah, we not worried about them protesting. And number two, how you gonna come to America and not even take the time to learn the language? Ain't that what the people in Mexico were just protesting? One of the reasons why they were protesting? Because Americans didn't want to learn Spanish while they were living in Mexico? If you're going to come to America, one of the requirements should be you got to learn the language. You have to learn the language. When that brother said, if you don't watch my YouTube shorts, definitely check them out. Definitely check out my YouTube shorts. If you don't check out the second channel, you should definitely watch the second channel. It's called Extra Rich, okay? With an X, not an E. It starts with an X, okay? Extra Rich. But anyway, I posted a YouTube short of a guy saying, I want you to deport so many illegals that I never have to press 1 for English. And I got the biggest chuckle out of that, man, because, you know, I've never really thought about that. You know, it's like, bro, we live in America. Why do I need to press 1 for English? Like, that's just crazy. Why isn't English just the automatic default? You know, you're speaking English to me. I don't need to press no buttons to be talked to in English. Like, nah, bro. That should be a requirement, in my humble opinion, but y'all can let me know. I don't care where you from, what you look like, you learn English. Simple. Do y'all agree? Let me know. And here comes the tears.
TikTok, I'm asking for your help. I'm at the county jail and I came here with my husband to pay some debt, and there were ICE agents outside and we didn't notice, and when we were walking out of the county jail, they were waiting right there in the corner and they just took him from me, and I'm asking for help. We have 5 kids that need their dad. Please help me.
Nah, I don't feel bad. Nope. Don't feel bad at all. Not at all. First off, you said you were down at the county jail to pay some fines. What were you doing? Second thing is, why was he here illegally? Third thing is, if you want your kids to have their father in their life, well then pack up and go back to wherever he is from with him. I'm sure ICE will deport all of you together if you would like. Simple. And then, like, to ask people, help me. Help you with what? Get him back? That ain't happening. He's deported. He's gone. Back to his home country. I'm sure he'll call you when he get back home. His real home. Oh, man. Hey, but let me tell y'all something. Whenever y'all are out in public, be careful. Be very careful, especially if you need some medical attention, because I have seen way too many people in our medical field that, for some odd reason, think it is okay to say stuff like this.
If you're an ICE agent, you're a domestic terrorist and an absolute piece of shit. And I wish everything horrible and awful for you every day, every fucking day. I hope that when you come home from terrorizing people, destroying families, traumatizing other human beings, that the place is empty. Your wife took the kids and the dog. She emptied out the fridge and the bank account and had time to get a U-Haul and take every fucking thing out of your residence. It's like the Grinch was there on the night before Christmas and there's not a fucking crumb. I hope between the way you cover your face because you're a fucking pussy and the weight of all the tactical gear that you're wearing because you're acting like you're going off to war, that your vision and your balance is kind of off and you trip on whatever, a pothole, a rock, and when you fall on your fat, disgusting fucking face, one of your weapons turns on you. I don't care which one. A knife stabs you, a gun shoots you, your pepper spray sprays you in the mouth, up the nose, and in your eyeballs. Maybe your eyes bleed and you're sick for days, you can't fucking breathe, and you think you're gonna die. I'd love that for you. I hope if you are going home to a dog, your dog has figured out that you are indeed a piece of shit. He wasn't sure at first, but now he can smell the trauma all over you, and he's like, what the fuck is Bill doing all day? Dogs know. Dogs know if you're a piece of shit or not. Dogs love me. You know why? I'm not a piece of shit. I'm not a domestic terrorist. I don't spend my days traumatizing people and destroying families. I don't do that. You do that. And I hope your dog figures it out. And you think you're walking in after work one day and Scruffy's going to be like, I'm so happy to see you. But that's not what's happening. Scruffy is sitting there waiting to bite your dick off. And I hope when Scruffy does bite your dick off, you left your cell phone in your car and you can't call for help and you just bleed out all over the floor from where your penis used to be.
Bro, these people are sick in the head. Sick in the head. Apparently, this is a nurse from Philadelphia. Yeah, she's the one that's supposed to be helping to save our lives. And that's what she thinks of us. So be careful who you tell you're a Trump supporter, because it may cost you your life. It may cost you your life. Now, it'll definitely cost her job, but, you know, job, life, you know, hey, I'm just saying. The silent majority, Trump was right about that. He was most definitely right. A lot of Trump supporters are just completely silent, and I don't blame them. I really don't, because of stuff like that. That's scary. Just imagine, you know, you're down on your luck, something happens to your health, and you go in to get treated, and you just so happen to have a Republican type shirt on, or MAGA shirt, or some kind of, you know, apparel that gives it away, and you get that nurse as your nurse. Do you feel confident she's going to actually save your life? Personally, I don't. Not after watching that video. You hope a dog bites off my junk and I bleed out? Like, what? And I expect you to save my life? Okay. Yeah, y'all be careful out there, man. Y'all be careful. Stay safe, all right? But that's where I'm going to end today's episode, today's show. I've got some more clips, but we'll save it for another show, maybe tomorrow, all right? Make sure you guys hit that like button for the algorithm. I would greatly appreciate it. Let me know your thoughts and your opinions in the comments. Y'all stay safe out there. Peace and love. I'm out.